excited I got my Amazon Prime package today. Do you know what that feeling's like? Well, I'm glad if you do. Anyway, if you want to know what's inside my Amazon Prime package, stick with me because not only are you going to find that out, but I'm also going to show you how you can make your very own purse out of an Amazon Prime envelope, just like this one. And also we're going to incorporate an old pair of sunglasses and rings from a shower curtain liner, because this channel is all about recycling what would otherwise be junk and turn it into beautiful, useful items. My name is Kara Sills and my channel is Crafty Recycler, and let's get started. Okay, so before we begin, in case you missed the last video that I made, it had to do also with making a purse. And what I did was I made this purse out of recycled food containers that were plastic and a few other recycled items, including some more of these cushioned envelopes. So anyway, to begin today's project, what you're going to need, of course, is a cushioned envelope, plastic to fit inside whatever size envelope you choose. In this case, I'm going to work with this small one as a demo, and I cut off a piece like this to insert inside it. So any kind of flat plastic container that you want to recycle that you can measure to fit inside whatever envelope you're going to use, okay? And you're going to need, I use these sheets of duct tape. You can order these from Amazon. I'll have a link below for this. Also, I'll have a link below for some of the other materials I'm going to use in this video. You want to check that out to get the supplies. Anyway, these are great because they peel off and they have a grid on the back, so you can cut them ahead of time to be the right measurement and stick them on these. Now, what I've done already on this one is I've applied the duct tape to the exterior of the envelope like this, and then I took and I slit down the sides with scissors on this. I turned the whole thing inside out. Once I covered it with the duct tape, I turned it inside out so that you see the bubble wrap part is on the outside now. And then I took, you know, my desk is like a mess, but I took a paper punch and I punched some holes here in the front because that's where I'm going to put some shower curtain rings. Okay. I did that, and I also made a little mini envelope. You probably can't see it, but I made a mini envelope in the same way. I covered it with duct tape, if you can see in there, and I adhered it with a staple gun, and I'm going to hot glue it in there to hold it in better place. But I did that so that I would have an interior pocket in this purse. So what I decided to do is, I didn't really like the pattern of the duct tape that I had put in here. I was trying to use up an old one that I had. So what I did is I went back with this kind of duct tape and put it in here so that it would look silver inside. And then, as you can see, the pocket is still in there. And what I did is I just taped across the pocket in there to hold it, help it secure better. And then I slipped this plastic that I showed you earlier inside here to help give it some firmness. And then I took the paper punch and I punched through on both sides, front and back here, as you see. And then I cut it onto an angle slope so that when you fold it down, it's kind of like an envelope type look when you close it. And then what I've done is I've taken and cut these circles off of an old shower curtain liner, and I'm going to use those, secure them over the holes so that when I put the strap through, it holds it in place. And that's what I'm in the process of doing. But also wanted to show you that because it's going to be a magnetic clasp purse, I could use Velcro, but that would be easier, but I already have these and I like them. So what I did was I marked the center and I put the holes so that I took one of these cutters and I just slid it to fit the prongs of this in here. And so when you put it in here, just like that, you just push it right through those slots. And then a little tip about when you go to meet this up on top, put this on here since it's magnetic, and you can pull this down and it'll leave, push it, it'll leave little marks on your tape so that you'll see just where it would meet up. And then you can go ahead and put the slices in here for the top piece Okay, so what I've done is I've taken some of this silver duct tape and I put it across the top here, and what that's done is it secured that plastic insert that I showed you that I put in here for firmness, and at the same time it adhered these shower curtain liner rings that I've cut off and put on here. And then what I'm going to do next is, if you recall, I told you about putting slits here for where I'm going to put the magnetic fasteners. So I put this tape a little bit below it because I wanted to remember where I marked this. So I'm just going to, in line with this, put 2 marks to indicate where that fastener is going to be, because I'm going to move this tape up over those cut marks so that I can put the fastener prongs through there and have this silver underneath of the prongs. Okay, so what I've done is I've secured the shower curtain liner rings with the silver duct tape both on the front and back of the purse, as you can see here. And now I'm going to begin to cover the purse with this table runner that I got from eFavor Mart. And since I haven't been using it as a runner for a long time, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it and use it for other projects. I like the fact it has a pre-sewn seam here, because then when I glue it, it's going to look as if it was sewn even though it's just glued. So I'm going to move forward and stick with me, because pretty soon is the big reveal as to what actually came in this pouch in the first place and that we're going to use on this project. Okay, so I've covered the bubble wrap exterior with some of the fabric, and I'm continue doing that on the top. And what I've done is I've secured that with some glue that's Aleene's fabric glue, and then I'm going to go back and trim it out with some bling wrap. Okay, so I've covered the whole thing with this blue, and now I'm covering it with this beautiful bling wrap that I got from Totally Dazzled. And so I'm adhering that with a hot glue gun, and I'm just putting some finishing touches on here, just to cover some of the things on here. Okay, so I finished putting the bling part on, and then I'm going to come back and put something on here. But for now, what I'm doing is I'm creating these from an old pair of sunglasses. As you see here, I've taken, these are gold, so I didn't want to use it. I found a silver frame pair. It was an old pair that I couldn't use anymore. So what I did was, I took it and I took some pliers and I just broke off the outer pieces and popped out the center, and then I took and I bent the wire into this shape here, and then I curved it around and clasped it so that it met the ends together so that it could go through that loop. So when you have the lens popped out and you have, like, say, the plastic legs and stuff, if you want, you can put those inside an eco brick. And I have another video about that, about how to make eco bricks below, if you want to click on the link when you're done watching this video. Also, there's another video on how I made a purse out of plastic waste, if you want to check that out when you're done, and click the link below this video. But for now, we're going to move forward, and I've removed the other lens, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to curve it so that I can slide it through here and clasp it around. So I have the connectors put on now on both sides, and what I'm going to do now to decorate the centerpiece here, I have an old earring that I made years ago. It was a clip-on, and I never use it, so I thought, well, why not put it on here? So that's what I'm going to do. You could choose the hot glue or jewel glue, something like this, if you have any old earrings, or if not, as I mentioned in my last video, and see this, you just snap it. I like to not really glue them, because then if I want to interchange it and use it, I can change it according to my outfit or whatever, if you want to make it look different. But my last video, I brought out how you could get jewels from Totally Dazzled, but you know, more than likely, you probably do have old earrings you don't use that you could do something like this with. Okay, now time for the big reveal. What's in the envelope? Did anybody comment below? If not, it'd be great if you could guess. And so we have a gray What's in the gray bag? Alright, so we have the purse chains. I got these from Amazon. I'll put the link below the video if you want to order them. And there were 3 that came in a pack. There was the Gunsmoke Steel look, there was the gold, and there's the silver, which is the one that I'm going to use for this little baby right here. Okay, so in the last video I showed you how to make a purse strap out of an old electric cord. So if you want to see that video, there's a link below if you missed that one. Anyway, but this is a lot easier regarding how to make the strap. Obviously, you can just hook it right on here, and you're good to go. Now you have the brand new purse out of the envelope the purse strap came in. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a purse out of the mailing pouch that the actual strap comes in. Now granted, I used a smaller pouch for demo purposes, but I couldn't make it out of the big pouch, but I wanted to keep you in suspense with what was in that pouch. So I hope that you enjoyed this project and that you'll try to do the same. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.